Maybe that's what the world had wanted, though. It bothered Jas that he'd never done anything to stop Billy. But on that day, what bothered him most was his reaction to the kid. The way he'd immediately gone on the defensive and started looking for ways to hurt him. And all along, the kid hadn't been angry or intent on revenge. He'd been wounded and hurt and mournful, and Jas hadn't been able to tell the difference. "I think you can help," Fulton said now. "I just want to talk to you." No, I'm sorry, I can't." "Please," Fulton gripped the Jeep tightly, his knuckles whitening. "Just 5 minutes of your time." He gagged on his own emotions, tears welled up in his eyes. I just want to understand." "Please leave him alone," Connie spoke from the passenger seat, her voice quiet but strong. "He didn't kill your daughter." Harriet Klein, reddish hair, green eyes, according to the file. But they were gone when the police found the body, of course. I was worried if they'd dropped out, what with her hanging upside down all night, so I took him out before I left her. At that point in the story, Billy had paused and looked at the ceiling, tapping his chin with one finger, as he often did when thinking hard. "Now, where did I? Oh, that's right, I fed him to some wild cats in an alleyway a few blocks away. Almost forgot that part." Harriet had been taking night classes to get her law degree. Her student ID had made its way into Billy's trophy collection in the rumpus room. "I just want to understand," Fulton said, now weeping openly. "Her mother, my ex, she's just blocked it all out. Remarried now, 2 new kids, like you can just replace one with another, like it's that easy." He wiped his eyes with the back of one hand, keeping a death grip on the Jeep with the other. "But I have to know. Why? Why my little girl? Why did he—" "He can't tell you," Connie said, now with some heat. "Jas, just go. Drive." Jas shook his whole body, as though waking from a nightmare. He'd been lost in Harriet Klein, remembering the photos, the story Billy had told, the student ID, which he'd touched so many times over the years. He gunned the engine, a threat. "We have to go," he told Fulton, and then reeled off the line he'd so often practiced over the past 4 years. "I'm sorry for your loss and for everything my father did." He put the Jeep into gear. Fulton's face fell. He knew he would get no further, and he only became more desperate and more pained. "I'm staying in town. Just for a couple days," he said, then fumbled in his pocket before bringing out a business card, which he pushed into Jas's hand. "If you change your mind, my cell's on there. Please, any time. I don't care. Any time at all." Jas refused to look at him again. He looked straight ahead and hit the gas. Fulton let go of the Jeep. "That sucked," Connie said. Jas checked the rearview mirror as they pulled out of the school parking lot. Jeff Fulton stood in the same spot watching them go. Then, as they turned onto the main road, he shuffled away with infinite slowness until he disappeared from Jas's mirror. Jas dropped Connie off at her house. "Do you want to come in?" she asked. He saw that her father was already home, his big SUV stationed in the driveway like a blockade. "No, that's all right." Connie's dad hated Jas. The race stuff that didn't matter to Jas and Connie mattered a lot to Connie's dad. Jas could reel off the arguments, though he could never understand them. "There's a history of white men doing what they want with black women in this country," Connie's dad had said to him once, barely controlling a rage that wanted to come to the surface. "Go read about Thomas Jefferson. Read about what white men used to do to black women in America." Jas knew all about that. "I'm not one of those guys," he wanted to say. "I'm not a bad person. That was a long time ago." But who was he to talk about the past like that, or to claim to be a good person? "Why didn't you stop him?" the boy had cried. "Should have taken that knife from the sink and cut him. Should have cut Billy. That's what the world wanted." "Good boy. Good boy." In the Jeep now, Connie mistook Jas's silence for worry about her father. She simply shrugged when she saw him looking at the SUV. "He won't do anything stupid. You can come in." I just need to think," he told her. "I'm a little shaken up." She kissed him gently on the lips and leaned in closer for a more urgent kiss. For a moment he couldn't help thinking of what else had happened in this Jeep. With Billy pleading guilty to so many crimes, most of the seized evidence had been returned, and Jas couldn't afford a new car. But how many crimes had Billy planned from the seat? How many victims had he stalked behind this wheel? But then he let himself go and surrendered to the kiss, the soft insistence of Connie's plush lips, to the warmth of her tongue, to the familiar tang of her hair. When they separated, she arched an eyebrow and asked in a passable Jamaican accent, "Are you sure you don't want to be coming in, Reverend Hale?" Jas laughed. "Thanks, Tituba, but I have to go catch, define, and calculate the invisible world." They kissed again. A quick peck this time, and Connie got out of the Jeep, but not before saying, "Don't do anything stupid again, okay?" Last night's trip to the morgue flashed through him in an instant. "Why would I do anything stupid?" he asked, which made her happy. But it wasn't an agreement, and it also wasn't a lie.